3, 2, 1.
Light 'em up.
I'm Paul.
Buck.
This is the Paul and Buck Show.
Hey, big Buckin deal. All right.
So there's that
We're
Chevy
good.
2 that we're talking about.
Yeah.
When they built it, we put it on the track.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, dude. Hold on.
Did it work?
No, it's doing something else.
Wants to take a
I was.
iPhone commercial.
No, I did the
That crocodile with that lady with the t-shirt blood.
1, 2, 3. Bingo. So the Chevy 2 you're talking
Topo
about?
Chico. It's
Yeah.
the best drink
Yeah.
that you can get for $1.99. No, I don't know, man. This is actually some pretty good stuff. The wood line, I was told.
It's like, was it like
last
Mountain Dew?
weekend. Last weekend I was hanging out. And
Is
they
it
said-
Mountain Dew? Is that basically what it is?
without the sugar. But
Yeah.
I was looking for one of these things, man, over at HEB, the bottles and stuff, because I wanted to put a. There's a little pack that you can now buy at the Dollar Tree.
It's like
It's a Mexican
Yeah,
packet, right?
yeah.
I said, oh shoot, because you ever see those Indian
No, I
Instagrams
know what you're talking
where
about.
they're making all them, where they're making all that crazy street food, and you always see them with the 7-Up, and they throw all kinds of lemon, lime, and then a packet, and then they're like, here, no, don't give me no ice. I just want, I don't want to get the
It's
stomach
basically
crazy.
just flavor added.
Yeah,
It's
flavor.
It's
So I
flavor,
started
yeah.
looking for one of these. I said, you know what, man? If I put one of them freaking
Flavor.
packets, I said I might actually be onto something and stop drinking my.
Well,
freaking
that's always a good
Dr.
thing. Like I said,
Pepper.
they got
Yeah.
flavor for anything. They got root beer and doesn't have that quite much as sugar maybe,
Right.
but caffeine. Caffeine is one thing, right?
I just like that all that freaking. I'm addicted to that freaking Mexican hot sauce candy and all that freaking lime and
Oh yeah.
hot
Well,
freaking
right.
chili powder.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, god damn. So I wanted to put some of that in this drink, but man, I haven't been able to find it. So I'm here turning out the stove for a couple more days. I'm like, there it is, all kinds of flavors.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now a friend of mine told me last Friday they were drinking that stuff, and I'm like, is that what y'all used to make mixed drinks and stuff? He goes, oh yeah, we mix it up with it.
Oh, you can mix it with anything. I mean, just
So-
the all the flavors they have now. They
So
got
to
good
all our
everything.
sponsors, Topo Chico.
Yeah, mine's
Get you one.
last week was Big Red. Mine's Dr. Pepper this week.
Ah, man, how many?
I do bad because I got about 3 Dr. Peppers a day.
Yeah, dude, I used to do about 6
Yeah, I used to be about 6, but here about the past 4 or 5 years,
cans. Or are you into the cups too?
anything. Well, cans mainly.
Yeah.
That's my coffee, but
It is, man. They ask me,
Yeah.
do you drink coffee? No.
I don't
Who wants
drink
to
that.
sweat? I'm in Texas.
yeah, I don't drink
I'm not a
coffee.
coffee drinker. Now I did drink coffee at IHOP. That place was like 40 degrees in there. I mean, I'm like, oh god damn, forget the tea. give me
Yeah,
give me
you
a
can-
cup of coffee.
you
Man, I was
can,
like freezing in there.
Yeah, you can hang meat, like hang meat.
Pretty
there,
close.
like-
It was
yeah,
pretty close,
yeah.
man. So what you got going on this week, man?
Nothing much. The same old.
Same word.
Same thing. We're wrapping up this S10 here. And,
Yeah.
it was a real quick job. It was a swap 6.0 with the 6.0 in there.
Is it running or you have to?
It was
get
running before. It was running with the factory ECU. They took all the factory ECU out and they upgraded the fuel system, and I put a Holley terminator in it, and it's about wrapped up. I mean, it was a real quick job. I didn't do like the best. I mean, one of my all out. When I say all out, just
Not the best.
a
It
complete.
is the
I mean,
best.
I'm saying, but
It's
I
not
mean,
a complete.
It wasn't.
I did my,
It wasn't like a complete job. But like I said, it was there, but like all
This is
the
my $25 budget.
The fuse panel was dead. There was
Yeah,
nothing like everything from the front was dead. So I got all that working.
Yeah.
Starter, got everything runs off the ignition now. Which they had a switch panel in it. So I got the ignition, all the front lights work. Everything, it's all there. So it's
So you actually have to do the whole. Sometimes you got to do the whole truck, the
Yeah.
whole vehicle,
yeah.
not just the engine. EFI
Yeah,
or
the last 2 trucks I did, it
Or
was
relays.
complete. It was everything, front to back, lights, fuse
nitrous.
panel.
You got something to where you got to do nitrous. I know the most complicated one I saw on you was that dragster.
Yeah, that was.
It was
Yeah,
like
that-
mechanical and
Yeah,
EFI.
that was
or-
it was a funny car.
Yeah.
It was a Hemi. It was nitro, and they took the dual spark plugs out, and we
Right.
put a fuel tech system in it, and where the single coil had enough spark to run both that cylinder and the nitro.
Whoa.
So that was a fun one, and and that update on that one was, it was given so much spark he couldn't control the dwell.
Wow.
So maybe there's a way on the
mechanical or with EFI.
EFI, it's EFI.
No, and he couldn't control the dwell. Wow.
No, because it was EFI. The issue is running the spark.
Right.
So the fuel was mechanical. So he still had the fuel pump mechanical with going through the engine, but the spark was controlled by the fuel tech.
And fuel tech wouldn't slow down the.
Well, it wasn't enough. It was still too hot. It was hot to where it was. When I say hot, meaning they couldn't control the tire, the speed of the tire, and it was had a hard time breaking tires.
Because that's how you
take timing out. So they were taking timing out, and they wanted to take some dwell out of it too.
Yeah.
And they could only take so much dwell out, and it was still too powerful. They couldn't control it. So there were some things we could have done, but he just said screw it and just put it back. And now this guy Chuck Loftin, he was running the Nitro, the Funny Car Chaos league,
right.
And he had a couple badass cars. Well, now he's driving IHRA top fuel dragsters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's running a Mitch King.
I spoke
he's
to him a few
driving
times.
Mitch King got two cars. He's driving, and Chuck is driving one of those cars now. So yeah, he's doing IHRA racing now, and he's been enjoying it from what I hear. I hear he wants to buy him a car. So
what?
Yeah.
Which one?
He wants to buy a car.
Oh, wants to buy a car.
He wants to buy a car because he's got two funny cars.
Yeah.
Top fuel. I mean, they're nitro motors, but he wants to buy him a dragster now because he's driving a dragster.
He wants to move up. Yeah.
He can do it. He can drive it. He
was
buying his own car.
Do you think a dragster is a little easier to drive because it's longer than a funny car? I mean, I would assume so, right? Because for one, it's open, so you don't have to be in the heat.
Well, I think that has a little bit to do with it because the thing here is that a dragster, long wheelbase, right? You can maybe semi-control it. It's still kind of hard to drive. And I'm saying you got to be,
I mean, you got to go in out of you, I'm sure, or just don't hold your breath the whole.
But the thing is,
the whole 4 seconds or something.
It's not even about that.
Right.
It's about knowing that the motor's behind you, the drive shaft, and the wheels behind you. But on a funny car,
everything's in front of you.
You're sitting on the top of the differential. You got two big old tires sitting right in between you, and you got a motor that's probably 2 feet in front of you.
And that was the whole point. Just back, we'll get into this book in a little bit. That was the whole point of Big Daddy saying, "I quit, or I'm not going to do this again unless I design something in the back."
Yeah, he moved all the motors.
He lost his toes, man. But I mean, even though on a funny car they changed the rules where you got to sit higher away from the motor. You're not down there like they used to be back in the day, sitting over your feet over the axle. Yeah. But it's still in front of you.
You're still sitting. There's a drive shaft between your legs, and there's a differential right there. So I mean, they got titanium, housings and support to for all that. But
you ever
still,
seen a squirrel eat a nut?
But the thing is that it's the mental part. Like so, to answer your question, what's easier?
Yeah.
They both are probably you got to know how to drive for either one. But the mentality is like, hey, a dragster, you got you just seeing track, right? In a funny car, you got a big old huge 10,000 horsepower motor that's right there in your face and sitting on top of everything. So anyway, but yeah, so Chuck, I wired that car a couple years ago, and like I said, it worked, and it popped, man. It made that car sound crazy, and it was violent. He couldn't control it as much as he wanted to, so he took it back on, put mechanical back on it. But he raced it for like a season. But now, like I said, he still got those cars. He's just running the IHRA top fuel stuff now. So
do you think he just couldn't get used to the fact that it was EFI and it was different? The tire couldn't be adjusted, or even the gear ratio, or maybe can you even adjust gears on a car like that much? I mean, what's the gear ratio on those? Like
I don't know.
270?
Yeah, because it's a 1-speed.
Yeah,
it's a 1-speed, so you can change your planetary.
Oh, that's true.
You can change your planetary, and you can.
So
slip your clutch, and they're trying to slip the clutch out of it apparently.
Right.
So, but when they do that, then you take so much power off, then you hurt the engine. So there's a fine line.
Because it'll over rev or just
you're taking so much time in that, and you try to bleed out and dumping fuel in there.
No, I think you're talking about you slip the clutch so much that you wear out your springs or
no, you slip the clutch so much, then you're going to hurt your motor. I mean, then you're dumping fuel, then you're going to knock the cylinder out, and you start. There's a whole bunch of stuff to it.
I mean, that's what I say. It's a different level.
Yeah. It's a different level. Like I said, they were getting down, but they were not competitive. I guess that's the best way. So they got it where they were taking so much power away and getting down, but they were not competitive.
Orange to apples, just so that our listeners, our two listeners, know what we're talking about. How much horsepower are we talking about here?
On that car, I think he said they were like at 5,500, which is.
So this is nowhere near a turbo car.
They're like a 5,500. Right. This was a V8 Keith Black Kimi. I think it's a 499 cubic inch. It was a nitro methane. It was a nitro. It was a nitro motor, but in the chaos, there's some restrictions. They can't be at like the 10,000 horse, but he was like at 5,500. I was
privileged to see one of their blocks.
Oh, it's all aluminum, yeah.
And the amount of shifting. Now, there's no water jackets in that thing. No, it's just a solid block.
Yeah, this is he had a billet. It was an all billet.
There's one over at the shop down there in Taylor. Yeah. The core shifted. Mm-hmm. It didn't break or nothing, but it was shifted. It looked like like it's trying to become an S. That's what the block looked like. So you basically gonna use it at a coffee table. But I got to see one of them. I was like, man, what kind of power does this? And he goes, dude, it's nitro, man.
There was a guy. He was in Temple, but he moved to New Braunfels. Terry Haddock. He runs. He runs IHRA too. Right. That's what he did. He would repair cores. He would repair blocks. And if there was a shift, that's different to core. But he would weld up windows and then you just resleeve it, and then whatever. But so there's guys local here that are running. Terry Haddock, he's running. I think he runs Funny Car in IHRA. Right. I mean, he runs NHRA and IHRA, I think. But and then like I said, Chuck Loftin, he's out of Seguin. He's got a machine shop, but I've known Chuck for probably 30 years, and he's crazier than he was back then. So he's a madman.
What age group is he in?
Oh, he's probably in the 70s, maybe 60s. I think he's in the mid 60s, maybe. I don't. Sorry, Chuck, but I don't. I would say he's in the 60s, maybe.
He's in his fun age. That's what it is.
Yeah, but he's still crazy. He'll still crawl into anything, and he'll drive anything with wheels on it. He's pretty crazy.
I remember I was at the vintage drags one year. It was maybe 5 years ago, and there was a guy in a dragster. I don't know what happened, but the guy had a heart attack, dude, into the track. You remember that? Were you there? Yeah. That was crazy.
I don't think I was there, but the news traveled pretty fast.
I had just said hi to him and taken a photo and all that stuff, and then I guess the car just kept on going. Something, I don't know, but that's crazy. I mean, that adrenaline gets pumping, dude, and you got to be careful at your age.
I mean, and he was. I mean, the car he was driving, it was nostalgia. I don't know what he's running, but he during the pass. But they had said that before that pass, they said he wasn't feeling good, and then he just said screw it, and then he sent it, and hey, R.I.P. Right? So he.
I mean that's the game of drag racing. It's either your health or the car's gonna take you out. Something.
Well, like I said, he did what he loved doing. I'm assuming. I'm sure he did.
Sure. So. That's what everybody does it for.
Yeah, but like I said, that was unfortunate. But we did that one, and then but like I said, the past two cars that I've done, or I should say, there were two trucks. They were like Vintage Air, Dakota Digital. I mean, EFI. Putting superchargers on. I mean, it was everything. And
when did your level of wiring start increasing? When you moved to the shop over here, people just started asking you for more than just your EFI or your.
No, I mean, it's been the same. I've been wiring for about 10 years, maybe 12 years. I mean, I've done it at my house. Yeah. But, I mean, it's all the same. Like I said, it's just when you get stuff like that, you're like, okay, and you just tell them, hey, it's not going to be anytime soon, and it's going to cost this, and you give them a number, and they're going to pay it. Like, okay, I'll do it. So I mean, it wasn't cheap. I mean, I can tell you that. I mean,
what's your go-to wire harness for your regular lights and all that stuff?
American Auto Wire.
American Auto Wire. Okay, I have a kit. I have one of those kits.
Yeah, because painless are good too, but painless
they're pain in the ass.
They can be kind of a.
There's nothing painless about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're good to a point where they're labeled, they're tagged, they're colored, but here's my thought, right? Because the American Auto Wire, they give you a nice detailed page of everything. Painless, not so much. all painless gives you is like a universal that this is going to be what is for like in general of everything, right? This is like for every car.
Here's your lamp. Here's for your trunk lock.
Eric and Model Wire, it's a year, make and model specific for that year. This is what it's going to be, and this is where it goes.
Right.
You know, even if you're adding stuff, it's detailed. So that's the reason why I like the.
You ever done the what is it, Ron Davis?
Yeah, I've done one of those. I would never do.
It's just the box, right?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just a fuse panel, and then you. It's a universal.
Right.
I mean, it's universal. I've done one. I mean, they're good for if you're just building like a race car. That's basically what it's good for.
Yeah.
It's not good for a street car because it's only got so many circuits. It won't have everything. But like I said, Painless and American Auto Wire, they have good. If you wanted to add on, if you want to add power windows to an old '54 Chevy, right? They got it. It's there.
It's there. Well, you use it now.
Yeah, if you want to add a third light, it's not there, but it's there, right?
Yeah.
So it's good for like to modernize something. So
yeah, I started wiring my old '55, and I started running into all those wires. I'm like, damn, I guess I'm gonna have to run these, and I just kind of ran them to where I thought they would be, used at some point, but I never plugged them up. It's like, man, why is there so much wiring? Yeah. There's also what about what is it, MAD? They usually always run the relay and the pole switch so that you can separate all your ignition, so you don't start running everything under. Have you ever seen those? Mm-hmm. It comes with a it's like, you get your one wire alternator, but then they give you the solenoid, which is a Ford solenoid, but it's got the bump start, and then it's got a pole where you can run all your hot wires to that, and then from that you run a relay, and then you can run that to your ignition and all that stuff, and it knocks out all the. I don't know if you guys ever go on there and look it up.
I just make my own.
You just do, you can.
I just make my own, but another thing I was gonna say about like for the Painless.
Right.
Or any one of them, right? Because a lot of them, they'll buy like the 12 or 15 circuit. I just unterminated a whole bunch of shit that I'm not using. Yeah. So I go back and I lay out I put a plan. I say how many use this, and then what I'm not using, and I just take it out. And then you have a whole box full of wires you're not going to use. Just so then you're not in there under the dash like just luminating them up, getting it out of the way.
Because Painless, you got to do that. It's all
I'll remove probably quarter of what you need. So. Which again, either way, you can do either one of those that way, but I just like the American Auto Wire. But
I've seen some that are even wireless now. It's got like Bluetooth or something. It's all like modular. I can't remember what the name was, but it had like a modular, kind of like a BCM, TCM, and piece. I can't remember what the damn wire harness, but I was looking at it. It's been a while because it came out in GM High Tech magazine. And that was like it's been a while. So, but I'm sure that it's popular on your high end builds. But I thought that was where technology was going with wiring. But can you imagine stuff going bad with one of those, or kind of like your wireless throttle body? Have you done wireless throttle bodies?
Yeah.
With the Holley.
Yeah, I got a pedal over there. The last truck. Yeah, they're the drive-by-wire. Yeah, I like them. I mean, I like them for a street vehicle.
They're easier to program versus a cable.
They program. So on our system, we got drop down that you can do Coyote or there's certain GM ones that we offer. Like so, Holley only supports up to a 6 drive-by-wire. Yeah. There's 4 6-pin and 2 8-pin. But the reason why I like them just for like a street vehicle, because let's say you put it on like I said, that '54 Chevy. Yeah. The firewall is different. You can go get a pedal out of something and just mount it instead of you having to get a cable mechanism that's not built for that truck. Right. Then you got to modify some.
I found myself getting bicycle cable.
Yeah. So like I said,
cutting pieces because they're not the nickel and dime you when you buy one like say Amazon or something. It's like, oh, this ain't the right size.
Well, like I said, for the Holley, there's a drive-by-wire harness and it goes to the pedal and it goes to the throttle body. Easy, boom. TPS auto set, done, it's done. But for like a race vehicle, I'll tell them to do cable.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, drive-by-wire inherently there's a delay. I mean, there's a nano. It's a nanosecond. Right. You won't tell. Like I said, it's fine for the street. Yeah, I've done the last 3. I did I don't know if you remember that 2-tone brown one I had in here. Yeah. It was a '78. It was a Cheyenne. No, it was a Bonanza. Okay. That one we put a 5.3 drive-by-wire, electric throttle body, and then the 70 Chevy and then that 54. Yeah, I did drive a wire. Like I said, it's if it's a street vehicle, yeah, man. You know.
Now on your Holley setup, when you disconnect it, like on your regular PCM, it completely screws it up. But when you go to an HP tuner, it just has a drop down and it says, I think the option is clean throttle body or something like that. And you hit that and it resets. I don't know the new one. I just know.
So yeah, so tech tip. So anytime you're doing Holley-ified, run your ECU straight to the battery. Even if you disconnect it, there's memory storage on it. So if you disconnect it, it won't do nothing.
Oh, okay.
If you disconnect it for a year, yeah, it's gonna reset. But if you can leave it disconnected for like up to 3 or 4 months, it'll be fine. You plug it right in. You won't have to do a TPS auto set.
Yeah.
Now, just word of the wise, just to do it. It's not gonna hurt nothing.
Right.
Because on the Holley, you can do it on your handheld. You TPS, you don't have to plug in no ECU to do a TPS auto set.
Yeah. And
just reset, have your parameters. Sometimes that TPS auto set fixes a lot of other issues. Just like some crazy stuff,
it
like
really
just if you're having some weird, idle issues or something.
Miscommunication with the transmission. If you've got one of the 6L80s or
something, yeah. TPS auto set fixes a lot of things. So just.
Do it every time you're messing around. If you're not, don't remember.
If you don't
hit the button and reset it.
If you're not sure, just TPS auto.
Clean out the fuel streams, right? Also, pull in there.
Yeah.
Clean. Start all over.
Like I said, on Hollies, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
On Holley, you don't. Wow. Oh yeah, the factory PCMs, they'll see a code and they'll try to compensate.
Yeah. That's factory ECMs are great, but like I said, that's why I tell customers that they call us.
Yeah.
I mean. Holley's an open source, man. You can just download the software and you're there. I mean, HP tuners, you can do a lot of other good stuff, but you got to pay.
It's a token.
Yeah, you got to pay.
Token to play.
Token to pay, but HP tuner does have some good stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of ECU terminology that does a lot more. Ours, we simplified it. It does everything you need. The only thing you need is just for any Holley system to run, you only need TPS, coolant, map, and an O2 sensor. Really, that's all you need. You don't even need a manifold air temp. I mean, it's good for tuning, but you don't have to have it for it to crank up and run.
Right.
It's not gonna give you no check engine light or nothing.
Because it's made for the performance.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean it's made for the street.
Well, I know, but I mean it's
overall
performance. Holley's performance.
Yeah. Overall, like I said,
a little easier.
Like I said, it's good to a point. Like I said, there's some things that I know. There's people that run factory ECUs that are running pretty good or pretty quick that either have records or whatever. But
yeah.
It's just
now,
you got to do a lot of tuning.
What all can you see on the screen versus getting your Android for HP tuners and throwing your gauges on it? Because obviously you can go to Autometer and download their app as well.
Well, we got a Bluetooth that you can hook up to our terminals now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's you can download the app. You can see anything that goes through that issue. You can see it on your phone.
So you can actually put your own tablet if you want.
You can put a tablet and use it for which I think is stupid, but people do that. You can do that. You can put your tablet and use it for your gauge cluster.
Yeah.
But
versus hardwired.
Yeah, it's Bluetooth, so you can even have your phone. But you can see anything that goes through the issue, TPS, AFR, injector duty cycle. You can see coolant. You can see anything on that you can customize the screen on your mobile device or your handheld or your tablet or even our 7-inch screens or anything.
Now, how does it work when you're laying down in bed? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And then all of a sudden, you just come up with the wild hair up your ass, and you want to go do some changes to your tune.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just open up your phone and do some quick changes and upload it?
Your keys got to be on your vehicle.
Well, no, but I mean, can you modify it like with HP tuners? You can open up your program and say, okay, I'm gonna upload this later on.
Yeah, you can do tune changes, and that's one thing that
you can do it on your phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, because before you couldn't be able to do that.
Right.
But with the Bluetooth, it's a module that you plug in that takes place it goes plugged into your CAN bus. Mm-hmm. You can save what we call a GCF global config file and then upload it later.
Wow, nice. Because HP tuners makes you open up your laptop. And, it doesn't. I guess it offers an app that you can. For those who are licensed, you can communicate with your tuner and they'll send something to your phone, and then from your phone you can upload, but you can't.
It's the same thing on ours. Like I say, if you got a tuner, you can send it to your email, and then you can upload it to the folder, and then you can go back and reload it into your ECU.
Yeah,
so that's something that was the Bluetooth just came out end of last year, so about a year, maybe first of this year. I don't remember. Yeah, so that's something that has been new. That's new because before you can do that.
Right.
It was only done through either the handheld or through a computer.
Tell me a little bit more about the guy who says, you know, I have an S10. I just throw 5.3 in it, and do you offer any plug and play?
As far as
just to plug it up to the car and just
for an ECU?
For the ECU, the Holley ECU, it's a plug and play wire harness already for the LS, and then you can just plug it in and go.
That's it. That's just a kit.
Holley has one.
Yeah. All it is, all of our kits are based off of generation in injectors. That's basically it. So you tell it, hey, I got a 3rd gen 5.3 with EV6s. Well, there's a kit for it. I got trans control. Okay, there's another part number for that. Okay, I got a trans control and drive wire. Okay, that's another part number. Or it's based off of kits and generations. So we got a 3rd gen, 4th gen. We got the LTs too. So we got 5th gen stuff too.
There's a guy who I think it's EFI Connection. When I used to.
Oh yeah, he's part of us. Yeah.
He now offers a plug and play for the 4th gen Camaros. Mm-hmm. So you just run the Holley ECU and the plug and play harness goes into
all that is a kit that we have that he adds some other stuff to. That's all it is.
Right, and it just clips back on.
Yeah. Nice. So they have what they call crossover harnesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one.
And those crossover harnesses is basically our kit that then you can use your factory dash. It's just talks to the BCN, basically what that is. So it goes from our ECU with the harness crossover to the factory body control module, and then you're able to use your dash. Yeah, those have become popular because it started out with the Fox kits. Those Fox were big. I can't remember the name. There's a company out there that sold it, and then everything. Then we got them for OBS. Or we don't have them. Yeah. It's another company that sells these crossover harnesses. They got them for OBSs. They got them for 4th gen, 3rd gens. Well, maybe not 3rd gens. F bodies. Maybe just 4th gens.
So you have to go to EFI Connection to get the crossover.
Well, they sell it, but there's another company. You don't have to go to the EFI Connection.
No, but I mean, Holley doesn't have that one specific. You just plug it into
only thing they're just buying a kit. It's that you can buy our kit. Okay. It's nothing specific about it.
Just for the gauges to work though.
That's a body control module. It's something totally different.
Oh, okay.
So EFI Connection, they're probably either made their own or they're getting it from a third party.
Right.
And then they're getting that part number and then putting our part numbers and selling it as a bundle kit.
I see it. Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
And it wasn't very expensive. So you kind of wonder, like, man, why would I run a 411 PCM when I can just go get Holley?
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time. I said, it doesn't make sense, but it's you. When you tell them that our kit, what they're looking for, let's say they're looking for an LS kit, whatever, 4th gen, 5th gen, or a 3rd or 4th gen, whatever injectors, they're doing a drive wire and a trans control. Well, it's $2,000.
Yeah.
So they're like, ooh, $2,000. I'm not gonna. It's not that much.
No.
So that's the only reason why people are running the factory issue, because they don't want to spend $2,000. That's it.
Right.
That's the only reason.
And for those who get the 411 PCM, they'll go get a $200 wiring kit, and then they finally get tired of not being able to get into the PCM. They end up buying the what is it, 600 for the HP tuners. Yeah. Then you got to buy the token. By the time you're done, it's $800.
That's what I'm saying.
So $1,000 on that.
So they go get that. They go get that particular ECU or ECM. And then they got to get somebody to flash it, somebody put a program in it, and then every time they make a change, they got to send it back or whatever. And then by the time you roll into it, you're almost deep. You're already deep into it.
Yeah. So I have 3 cars. The truck, it's a 15 model. I don't even want to talk about how many tokens you got to get for that. I mean, you don't have to get them all, but there's tokens. So there's 2 tokens for the Cadillacs.
So for you, why would you want to get tokens for your truck?
Well, if you want to get into the PCM,
why?
To tune it. Then if you want to get into your TCM, you
that's my daily. I got a 17. That's my. I'm not even messing.
So here's one of the deals with those trucks. They've got the lifter. They've got the lifter issue. And then certain years have the converter.
AFM, DOE.
Yeah. Then some guys want to go in there and they want to tune the parameters for the. These are the guys who want to burn out everywhere.
So we here at Holley we sell AFM disablers.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's just a plug-in plugged into your OBD2.
Oh, so you don't even have to go in there HP2. You just
we sell them.
Nice. All right, so
so we are part of.
Hypothetically,
we
what
do sell,
ballpark are we talking about in the price range on
I
that?
like 100, maybe 200.
Cool, there you go.
So yeah, we have super chips. We have I'm so horrible. I don't even know our brands, but we sell AFM disablers. Nice. You can disable that. But again, is it your Is it the lifters that are acting up?
Eventually, no, they're not acting up. Okay, but everybody wants to prevent from buying.
I got you.
That $600, $700 cam kit.
Because
once it ticks, you know it's the lifters going out.
Yeah.
You know, you're running into.
I hear you. Yeah, you're right. You don't want to buy that kit.
The
AFM disable or DOD disable cam and then. I hear you. Yeah, we sell the disable things that you don't have to go in. It's just a plug into your OBD2 and do some things. And
it automatically goes in there and tells it without having to buy a token. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Now I know where you're going because so that makes sense. Okay, on the 50. So yeah, but you got a Cadillac and then you got.
The Cadillac also has. My Cadillac has the first year of the 6L80.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get in there. It's torque management.
Yeah.
It's throttle position management.
Mm-hmm.
The torque converter settings. You've got the shift point settings. You've got 3 settings for regular shifting, performance, and then you've got manual.
Yeah.
And all of those have their parameters that you go in there you can play with. Well, if let's say this guy says, man, every time I freaking get on the brake.
It's the Diablo Sport. That's what.
There you go, Diablo Sport. Yeah. You get on the brake and you're trying to do a burnout against the converter.
Mm-hmm.
It'll start back throttling you. And if you also have a computer issue, say with your vehicle's running ridge or say your thermostat's sticking, it also starts screwing with your throttle body. Mm-hmm. And starts backpedaling. And I guess it's for safety reasons. I don't know what the case is. The other thing is that I realized...
There's some of that protocol of safety,
Yeah. The other one is if you get a performance thermostat, and let's say you wanna mess with the fans, there's just a percentage on my computer. There's a percentage that you can kick them on 10%, 50%, whatever. Mm-hmm. They also came out with the problem with this. I guess people complained about it. And they said... we don't like the sound of the fans coming on every time we put the ignition on. Like maybe some woman was complaining in the garage. So now you actually have to be rolling for the fans to come on every time vehicles full start. Yeah. So there's a bunch of these little parameters that people like to go in there and can you please adjust this? Can you please adjust that? So there's a curve to learning with the newer PCMs, not the old 411, but. Yeah, there's a bunch of little things that sometimes are locked in that you can't really play with.
Like the Terminator stuff, but you can control your fans. You can change on and off.
When you want them to come on. See, you can't do that on well, I don't want to say all of them.
You can have it where you have an AC kicked where it sees AC. You can have it say when AC turned on, they'll turn the fans on automatically.
I had a guy tell me, a friend of mine, he goes, I bought the fans and I put them on and he was running the I guess it was a 411 PCM or something, but I don't. He had a compatibility issue with the fans. He goes, it's the way it was wired up. He goes,
Bluetooth disconnected.
He said I couldn't get the fans turned on. He goes, they were just like wanting to crank over. He goes, but I couldn't get them to run. And he was telling me about the 3 different fan stages that they've got in there. And one is like in case you have like a engine cooler fan or something in there, which most cars don't, but. You do have the AC one, and you do have the primary one, and those are the ones that you can also play in there. But that was a weird saying that he said he had to go and figure out how to I guess rewire it or something. But I guess those are all the headaches that Holley does not.
Well, like I said, I mean, there's things that people got workarounds.
Yeah.
So look here.
So that is DFM disabler Bluetooth. Wow.
Yeah.
And it comes in red and blue LED.
Well, there's different years, so there's they're different ones, but you got to go find the year model of your truck. But vehicle, pretty much all GMs in years specific. Anyway, so get on to that. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, factory issues are great. They can do good things. People are happy and they're satisfied with them. But again, we have a lot of kits. We have a lot of different partners for pretty much every LS. Or we do have every LS. The only thing that's the downfall in some is that we only have the 4 speeds and the 6 speeds.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have 8 or 10 yet, which we will eventually. Fords, we have the 470W. That's it. And for the Chrysler, it's only 46RE trans, which that's always the it's not a downside because people could just run a standalone trans controller like a Ford motor if they were looking for like a 6-speed Ford trans or even a Chrysler 6-speed standalone trans controller, they can run our shit. But overall, like I said, I mean we got everything pretty much, as far as engine management. And then you start looking at the throttle bodies. Some of the throttle bodies we have, they're good fits. Whatever you got, we have a stealth, we have a sniper, a 2, then we have our sniper stealth. Both the same thing. We have a Terminator X stealth, which is it's a throttle body, fuel injection system with the ECU. Right. All the snipers, the ECUs are internal in the throttle body, but the stealths the Terminator stealths are a throttle body that has a standalone ECU. But those are popular. That's what I lead people towards.
Right.
But so the EFI side we got pretty much covered. But as for the S10 I'm working on now, that thing ought to get wrapped up pretty quick. And then I had 2 other cars. I'm gonna start, like you talking about. I'm gonna start with that other truck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start documenting that. Just need to get it running, get the fuel system in. I'll get more news on that because that one I haven't shared what that is yet. Nobody knows what that is yet. So that's another part of the arsenal.
And for you guys wondering what I'm up to, well, I'm dealing with the HP tuners. It's a continuing learning process. Like I said, I'm the guy with the screwdriver in my back pocket, so I'm not how would you say, blind to carburetors. I'm pretty much really comfortable on carburetors and tuning just like Buck here. Yeah. But when it comes to running EFI and all that, man, I'm not some guy that just wants to go and hey, can you just tune this for me? Because at some point you get to a point, like everybody here listening, I'm sure, you want to do this yourself and stop going to somebody's dyno just to figure something out, right? So I've been upgrading stuff on our cars. We have an LS build that we're putting together, and then we've got the one that's in the car. But you eventually learn how to communicate with HP tuners and what all you need to do, like when you install bigger throttle bodies, when you change injectors. Are you going with your old injectors? Are you going with newer style injectors? Is your wire harness need new pigtails? Do you need what do you need to delete out of your emission side of your car and not completely ruin it and hack it and get all kinds of codes? So those are the things that we work with. One of the things that I got real comfortable with was Cadillacs. Cadillacs have a bunch of BCM codes that come up. They have sensors on your doors, the door locks, your window switches. So when you buy HP tuners and you go in there and you start messing with stuff, you can take a look at those codes, and if you don't learn how to mess with them, and you're trying to race with one of these Cadillacs, you're going to have a bunch of problems with your BCM tattletelling to all kinds of other problems that your car's going to. So either you ignore the light or you fix it. And so that's what I've done. So I started helping a lot of people out there with Cadillacs because either they think it's either the fuel pump or they don't know why it's the throttle body's backpedaling on them, or they can't figure out why this code came up, or like for example, I have an APS code just because they unplugged something, man, and you have to go to AC Delco and register, run your VIN, pay the membership, and then download it to connect back to your sensors. And if you don't have that correct, guess what? Your transmission starts causing issues as well. Mm-hmm. So you got to figure all these out. But here's the hiccup on that. HP Tuners doesn't tune that. You have to get a scanner that is either GM specific or can do all three, like Mopar, GM, and Ford. And it's called, I believe it's called a J-plug or something like a J scanner. I don't know. They've got one that's on Amazon that's for about $300. But before these guys started coming out with these tuning little scanners, you had to get a GM specific only tuner, and that would cost over $1,000. And then you still had to go to AC Delco, register, put your VIN in there, get the membership, and then have your EBCM connect to your ABS sensors and whatever else it connects to download the update or repair everything. So you were out, you know. Either you're going to pay somebody who has that at a dealership, you know, that's how they say it, or now you go buy the scanner and hopefully YouTube video is going to show you. And you don't screw this up.
There's a guy we talked to this weekend, a friend of ours that known for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a 4-door Cadillac.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's pushing like 1,000 NA.
Yeah.
But need to maybe get with him, talk to him, see what he did, what he's done to his. 'Cause I don't know. He drives on the street. He road races.
Yeah.
Man. He usually does road racing, but he heard it a couple weeks ago. But he's getting it rebuilt. But anyway, maybe tackle with him, see what he's done on his. If he's had
well,
any issues.
what I was trying to say is that it's Cadillac is a level above Corvette.
Yeah.
And so while a Corvette doesn't have some of those issues, if you go into the Cadillac V's, you get the older the car is, the more issues like this you're gonna have.
Here's my thought. Yeah, because Cadillacs, they're high end, they're top end. You know, they've been there, but it's like, of course, it's gonna do something. You know, when you start doing some modifications in it, it's gonna start doing something. Like you said, it's gonna talk to one, and then something's gonna talk to this, and it's gonna start just. You know, but
even the screens, I called Custom Sounds and I had a conversation with them. I said, "Hey, do you have a stereo for these, you know, flat screens, touch screens on these cars?"
Yeah, with the backup camera and all that stuff on it, right?
Well, he goes, "We do have one." He goes, "We do it to a lot of Cadillacs, but it disables your DIC screen on the dash. You won't get any of that stuff." So, well, but you don't have one that can reconnect with it. He goes, "There's not one available." There is something that I did find on the internet that will allow you to merge, but it's not like going in there like most guys do today and get a $300, $400 radio and put it in there. No, this is $1,000 plus, you know, to get all this to work. So that's the difference with some of these cars. And I don't know, maybe Corvette is like that on the new screens, but yeah, you can upgrade to a stereo, whatever touchscreen you want, but those are the issues that you're going to run into with these newer cars. So you got to move with the times. You can't stay with that pull-out tape deck, a CD player, you know.
Well, like I said, that's I mean, it's kind of like you buying a Cadillac. That's what you can expect. I mean, that's
Corvette.
Corvette.
You know, well, even a Camaro SS. You know, you've got an independent suspension. Also, you have drive shaft issues.
Yeah, but my point is like you that's what you're gonna expect. You're gonna buy it. That's what it is. Yeah, so
pay to play.
Pay to play. Yeah. But I mean, you know, like I said, if there's work, somebody had to figure something out. But like I said, if you got to spend X amount to go and make it work.
Right. I mean, rip out all your wire harness, come to Red, get your car installed with wire. Rewire everything.
I'll stay away from Cadillac. But yeah, so I mean that's interesting that all that point got brought up is like you gotta you know, it's one thing you gotta have issue here, and you're just gonna affect this, and then that's gonna affect.
Well, that's why we brought up the topic. Our tech point. Ray works for Holley. I started playing with HP tuners. There's guys here in town that are really good on both of these. Yeah. We hope to bring these guys on to get up to speak with us on Tech Hour.
Well, yeah, the HP tuners. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean,
right, because there's a bunch of you know, GM has a bunch of PCMs that you can choose to run. You can still with the 411 PCM. You can run the newer PCMs, the latest ones. But each one you'll have to go to HP tuners and see what they have available for you and if it's even right for you. But we're here to talk about everything that we run into.
Yeah.
So everybody can get an idea as to, hey man, when you start messing around with your car, you don't really know anything, but you're trying to have fun. These are all the little quirks and nicks that you get into, like for example, throttle bodies, changing out injectors. There's decapped, and you can decap them. You've seen that. Then you can get your Amazon injectors that you think are gonna be cool for $100. That's trash. You have to pay. You have to pay for the right ones. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can talk about
Yeah,
it. We can't cover it all, but
yeah, it's
right
just
now.
a touch. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
do a tech tip every time we get on. Like I said, there's some
Yeah.
other things we can talk about injector because there's a whole thing about an
There
injector
is.
that you can even touch base off. But so let's jump into like okay.
So we were gonna talk also. And I sent it to you, and I said, you know what?
Well, here goes one thing that popped up. Okay, so and I'm just gonna we can talk about something else, but I just want to go and roll into like okay, so like. There was a race this weekend.
Here we go.
That was that
We
came
forgot
about.
trash talk.
Yeah,
Let's go.
no, it's not trash talk.
No, I'm just saying it's in the trash bin.
Yeah, so-
let's hear the news.
Yeah, trash bin. Yeah, so
trash out.
it was which is a good race. You know, people, you know that ran it. I think indexes there were pretty good round of cars. It was 10-5. It was 2 miles race. Okay. So,
Oh yeah, that just happened. Yeah.
So.
Real quick,
and
who won the classes? Do you know? Do you have a record? Did we get a list?
I don't know. So Ethan Shortridge ran. He won 10-5.
Yeah, I saw that. Race book.
I don't know. I think I don't know the guy who won the 7-0, but Ronnie that owns that truck. They made it to the finals.
7-0 and 8-0 class was short range, right? Or
no. 8-0 was 8-0. I don't know who the 8-0 was.
Okay.
I don't even remember the car. But I think the 7-0 was a Mustang, yellow Mustang.
Okay.
I don't know the driver's name.
I saw that.
But here's the thing, is that the 6-0, 7-0, I'm not sure about the 8-0, is that every round they changed the index.
What?
So 630, that's what everybody shot for, but the first round, it ranged anywhere between a 6-0 and a 630, so they flipped for it. So the first round could have been like, I think it was a 630
Is that to keep
or
you
620.
guessing? Is that
No,
in case your
well,
car's too fast or something? Or
Well, that's why they were.
Wow.
I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. They just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a repeat winner. I don't know. Which
That's
it is what it is. And same thing with 7-0. 7-0 went from like a 704, 724, and then like a 6. So again, same thing. Every round was a different.
yeah,
If you ran quicker, then you lost.
yeah.
So, okay, it is what it is, right? That was the rules.
But it's whatever you draw, that's what you have to run under.
Yeah.
So you had no clue if it's 7-0 or.
Well, so you're dialing in. You think
Yeah.
you're 760. Then they go, oh, by the way, it's a
You're
6. It's a 604 or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, it is what it is. I don't know, and I don't know who.
And
won
you
the
still
6-0.
can't lift.
Well, no, you can lift. You have to lift.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Yeah, you have to
that
lift.
one time, I remember that one race.
That's
yeah.
top end. That's
That's
top
top
end.
end?
That's
Okay,
top end stuff.
okay.
That's where they got a draggy.
Oh, was it a Tamiya one or just,
No, it's Tamiya.
based on the class?
No, that's the miles race.
Okay.
So this you have to lift because
Yeah.
if you're dialed in for 7-0
Right.
and they dialed in to 724, you got to. And
Yeah,
and the other
yeah.
guy's doing the same thing,
Mhm.
and he does. So anyway, it was a first time winner. I don't know, whatever.
Well,
I'm not even. I'm not
clarify.
even worried about that. That's
Just to clarify, because I brought it up by
yeah,
accident.
yeah.
So top end is no lift, run what you brung, but you run for that small tire class.
So
or-
top end is that the no prep at the other end of
Right.
the track.
Right.
No prep, and they supposed to have draggies to where
Right.
you make sure that you're not lifting. So that's different. That's a whole different rule. That's
Right.
That's a whole different racing
Okay.
than what we're
So
talking
it's
about.
different from what
we're
was
looking
going
at.
on back
Yeah,
then. So
yeah.
this one is a different. It's an
So-
index class.
Yeah, so this one was a prep race. It was
With
at
prep.
the
Okay,
starting
there you
line.
go.
It was at the
Yeah.
starting line prep. It was a normal race. But again, the only factor was that the index had different indexes every round that they chose that randomly. Whatever. I'm okay
this
with
would
it.
be interesting if it
So I'm
did
not-
that.
yeah, I
If it
mean,
was no
so-
prep.
No, there's no way you can do it on no prep. No, yeah, you
that's what I'm
can-
saying.
yeah,
It would be very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, you couldn't do that on no prep. But and then so the 10. So okay, so everything went good, smooth, right, done.
Yeah.
It's done. Race is done. Winners there. Okay, now they're announcing new rules. They announced new rules today.
I saw that.
So well, okay, which is fine, you know. And then there's already people talking that that they're either happy
There's
or
a few
dishappy,
comments.
whatever it is. But I'm just waiting to see what happens. You know, it is whatever.
Right.
I'm okay with it. I don't really give a shit because I don't have nothing in the game anyway. I'm gonna go race regardless. So,
I saw some comments from the old school guys that been in Little River for years.
well, yeah, it was probably either negative or positive. I don't
Yeah.
know. You
Something.
take it how you want it, but
It was a comment. They
yeah,
were
it's coming.
comments
But
coming
again,
on.
here's where I'm going is that there's a whole bunch of discussion that can happen. Like I said, between now, because this is the last race of the year that he was
Yeah.
going to hold. So until next year, I can almost I may be wrong. There may be something to change. Maybe not. I don't know.
Right.
It is what it is because they're allowing big block superchargers now,
Right.
which that wasn't allowed before. They're adding big blocks can have multiple power. Well, no, big blocks can have more than one kit now, because before it was just one kit of nitrous. Big
Wow.
block. Now they're allowing 2 kits. You cannot combine power adders. If I read that right, it says
Okay.
you cannot have 2 power adders, meaning you can't have like a turbo that's spraying nitrous on top, something like that. In fact, I guess
Not to cool the intercooler, nothing. You
because
cannot
to
have
me, you could probably use it on to spool, and that's the only reason why you use it for people use it for panic
Yeah.
bud. But that's my thought. I don't know. I could be wrong, but again, that's my conception of what it said there is
Right.
that it's no 2 power adders,
that. Right.
meaning you can combine a power adder, meaning 2 nitrous kits, but no 2 power adders.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's just the way I concept the rules. Again, may need to have some correction factor, but
Right.
don't know. But again, so big block superchargers, big blocks can have more. There's no weight factor, if I remember. There's no weight. You can run any door car. It's got to be a 28.
Wow, on prep.
Yeah, it's prep.
No, but I'm saying wow.
Yeah,
On prep.
which I mean,
But-
for all intents and purposes, that was outlawed. They should just. Here goes my 2 cents, right? So the 10.5 class, they're running fast. Maybe one was out in the other, but if they wanted to keep it to where you're here,
Mhm.
like they did back in the day, they should run an outlaw 10.5.
Right.
That's what this other class should have been, some type of outlaw. Now, you hear the word outlaw, maybe call it something else, because outlaw to me, yeah, this kind of mean like, hey, it's an outlaw, it's no class. But there's cars out there that fit the 10.5 rules.
Right.
Got dash, windows, steel panels, limited fiberglass. Yeah, okay. Maybe call it something else. Because there's cars that are running well under 470s,
Oh, I know.
or faster. I'm sure. To me, I don't know. Just the way I've seen, I know that there are some ETs that are well below. I could be wrong, but like I said, so there's gonna be a point to where somebody's gonna run away with it. Somebody, I could be wrong, but.
So they're gonna get to the last
Well, so the race
200
is done.
feet and let off.
Well, it could be.
Run out of your life and then
You
just
can
let off.
you
again.
can see you'll see it on ET. I mean, you'll know they
Yeah.
let off, but
Mhm.
and so that'll be like a factor. But anyway, so that's just my 2 cents. Make another class. Just make another. If he wants to keep it all together, okay, fine. That's cool. That's Matthew's race, and I appreciate it. Brought the races back. That's great. First and foremost, because the 10.5 had went away there for a couple of years, and he's just trying to bring it back.
I may be wrong, but I thought I saw a comment where somebody says, "Why not just take the prep off?"
That'd be dangerous. Somebody get killed out there.
Well, I mean, because it kind of levels the playing field. Now you got to be all driver.
Yeah, but I mean that's not.
Still.
But
But you're all gonna wreck.
the point of racing is to go from point A to point B
Right.
as fast as possible, not
Right,
taking power. That's the only way you can get on track. If you take so
Yeah.
much power away, then you're going to run this.
right.
That's because back in let's say 10 years ago, way before the prep scene got away, there was guys running 10.5s and they were running numbers
Oh, they were really fast.
where they're at now, and so why not do it? Don't even put no prep in there. That's not racing.
Right.
I mean
No,
that's
no. Not at the not.
I
at
mean,
the
Little
discount.
River is one thing. Like I said, Matthew's still gonna have his top and race. Yeah,
Right.
then people draw credit because that's good racing. They have good, nice, competitive racing. The factor here is, and just like how it was before, the factor back then to keep the racing equal was weight. You added weight.
Yeah.
You added weight. Combinations had weight. But he's not doing that. Okay, fine. Run it the way it is, and hopefully people continue to come. Because
Right.
I do not want the class to die, even if I don't compete
Right.
in it. Even if I don't compete in it, or nobody, or not just me, anybody.
Yeah.
People want to see racing. People are going to go,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. So that's number one. If you put on an event, they're going to come. If there's money, they're going to come. There's a bounty, right? There's a bounty, by the way,
Right.
which probably gonna continue to grow. The bounty is if a nitrous car wins, it's like $1,300 on top of the winnings on
Right.
top. So it's a bounty. But anyway, that's just my fact. Like that's my
Now,
point.
what times are the races going to start? Because the heat, the atmosphere, it
Nope,
plays.
you're not gonna ever see a race that's gonna start no later than it's getting dawn, 6 o'clock or something. They're not gonna run during the day. In which that blows my mind too, because I know we used it before, but that's a whole different question. But that's a whole different thing there. But yeah, it'll probably be when it gets dark. So the track should be tight. There shouldn't be no issue with anything in that respect. But again, it all depends on the type of year, right? Summertime, you're not gonna have no racing. Summertime, fall time, they started right when it started getting dark.
Right.
So if it gets dark at 7, they're gonna run at 7. If it gets dark at 8, they're gonna run at 8, right? More likely. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. But hopefully, and I know it's gonna continue because with this type of changes, it's gonna bring people out. Hopefully, and I hope quick cars, but then again, some people might not come out because they see some of the disadvantages.
So how many classes do they have? I haven't gone in there yet.
They have Run What You Brung 10.5 and then the 6, 7, 0, and 8, the 5 classes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the Run What You Brung is like I said, that's the class that what it is. That's kind of like your outlaw class,
right?
In which they still fit, but they're running. I mean, they're running in the 50s, 450s.
Any limit to the body? Open.
It's got to be stock wheelbase.
Yeah.
Can't be altered. It can't be stretched. Limited fiberglass, only the hood. I mean, and I think Tamayo, that's what the True 10.5 was off of. You had to have a factory appearance, limited fiberglass, and I don't even know if it had anything to do about Lexan. But before they used to have no Lexan. You could not have Lexan. You had to have real glass.
Wow.
No alter to the firewall. The firewall had to be in side location. Yeah, and anything.
Yeah, I saw you can alter.
You can run and before I think that the 10.5 you could not run like a. There was some factors as far as back cap stuff, but 2x3 was okay. Round tube was not, but now he's now on round tube or square tubing, which is okay. As long as you got a 28 10.5, that's the new rule. So. Anyway, it is what it is. But like I said, we can talk about it a little more. Like I said, rule changes, maybe not.
Yeah, well, we'll know as it gets
like I said,
closer.
we're early. Like I said, he just put it out there.
Yeah.
It's stirring out there, right? We were talking about it.
That's why we're talking about it. If you listen to us, then you can go back and then spew it out.
Like I said, they got 2-3 months before they're gonna run again. So a whole lot of time to talk about it. But anyway, index racing is big. It's still big. There was a lot of things going on. So, too close to call. 24th, 25th of this month. Little River Dragway. So we're and Clark. Hey man, I don't know what you're doing, man, but keep doing it, man. It's some good stuff that you got going on there.
He's supposed to be one of our regulars to come out here.
He's busy,
get the podcast.
Man, he's giving that AI hell, man.
Yeah, he brought in
I
AI.
know, I like that, man. Hey,
blew me out of the water. I mean, that cigarette in his mouth.
Keep it up, man.
Talking his 2 points. Oh man, that was great. I mean, he's gonna come out next with Elvis.
He got the Night Rider. He got
Purple Rain out there. You got.
Yeah, he got the Elvis.
He got Martin Luther King talking about it. He got everybody talking
Martin
about
Luther
it.
King.
Man.
Gotta have the Loves coming with more than one kid.
He had a dream, boy. He sure did.
That's it.
Everybody gonna go. Yeah.
Hey, Clark. Yeah, keep doing it, man. And so that's a promotion that we're gonna shout out to Big Sleepy and his race. I think it's gonna be a big year-end finale.
We've got it posted on the swap meet page. It's right there on top, so you guys can go in there and
what's the swap meet page?
Check it out. Central Texas Hot Rodder Swap Meet.
There you go.
Facebook.
On Facebook. Central Texas Hot Rod Swap Meet.
Yep.
So yeah, go check it out. But yeah, so it's gonna be some good racing. Hopefully, you never know, man. It might be the end of October. It could be 100 degrees.
You never know.
I think that
sometimes it's windy. Sometimes the dew is crazy.
Sometimes it can be 30 degrees. Sometimes it can be 90, 100 degrees. So we'll tell when the time gets closer because it's too close to tell what the weather's gonna be. We're still
they see in your trailers if you live in Texas.
What are we, 17 days out or something? We're like.
Did you ever put air conditioning in your trailer, man?
Oh, I sure did. I did. Shit, yeah. We did that 2 years ago, and it's. Oh yeah.
Great.
We got spoiled. There's no other way not to do it without AC, especially if you're gonna go racing in May and in August.
Mm-hmm. Or just don't even go. You gonna pass out.
Yeah. No, we got it's AC. Let's see what else.
Except for Trey Ragsdale, that dude has endured every track
well,
heat
you know.
since he was a little kid. It didn't phase him that
Yeah.
last time he was over at the vintage drags.
Yeah.
I mean, he's under his car removing his
Yeah.
exhaust.
Yeah.
He came out from underneath. There is no cover.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a true
Yeah.
drag,
I mean,
IHRA drag
if
racer right there.
if I do it, I'll do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll do it. But like I said, yeah, no, you're right. If he drives it over there too, and so yeah, I'll do it. I don't have no problem. Like I said, it's one thing when you go in there in June, you got to put a 2-layer fire suit on, and you're sitting in the car with your helmet on, sweating your ass out.
That nitro got me a little sick that last time, and I was like, man, why did I sit by the stands? I got dizzy.
Yeah. So there's the vintage drags.
They're coming up.
October 18th.
Yeah.
Little River. That's always the fun. We'll try to have some.
You taking the truck and the car, or?
I'll probably take the car, 55.
Okay.
Yeah, more likely. But because they finally put a new carburetor on it.
I saw that. It was pretty good.
It's been. I had that carburetor like a year, and that carburetor took off. Man, I bought that carburetor in 1999, and it was still, and it still worked good. But the shafts, they were getting wore out. There were some issues, and then you could just tell a big difference with that new carburetor. It just starts it better and idles smoother.
Air bleeds are better than that updated.
No, everything. I mean, they're all the same. I mean, it's still the same 3-circuit, but
Okay.
it was just the carburetor's worn and the shafts were
Gotcha.
sticking, and it just didn't have good response. But yeah, the new carburetor's 9D, and then so I'll do some good stuff with it. Or the car, everyone pick up a
Cost the
little
same
bit.
than to go get this rebuild. So might as
Yeah,
do
well,
it.
I mean, yeah, that body, like I said, that body was what, almost 30 years old, 26, 27 years old. It was old carburetor. I remember when I first bought it, I bought that carburetor at Austin Performance,
Right.
9375, part number. I bought that over there. Yeah, it was right. Yeah, Austin Performance, and it's been on there ever since. It's just never. You sometimes you got to blow the air bleeds out because that fuel, the Q16, will
Yes.
dumb up in there a little bit. But once you clean the air bleeds out, it would have been fine. But like I said, it was tired. It needed to be retired.
You want to
Put
play
up on the
around,
wall.
but you got nitrous in there. You don't want to play around.
Yeah.
Jacked up carburetor.
I ran it with nitrous on it, and it ran $5.99 with it. But like I said, it runs 620s on the motor with that carburetor. It ought to run a little quicker. I'd say it should, but it might slow down. Hell, I don't know. So you never know.
What is it? A 283?
Yeah, 290.
Camera humps.
Yeah, it's got actually they're Power Pack 194.
Oh, Power Pack 184.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. With the serious port job, right?
Yeah.
1965 port job.
Yeah, that's the Power 194s, man. They got
Running
the
fives.
Yeah, shit. But no, that's like I said, that event's gonna be. It's always good. It's gonna be big. Be a lot of people there, so gotta promote that. But,
Get with it. He's got his 1,000-shot nitrous on it. He's
Yeah.
gonna make that little 283 run to
I
keep
got
up
it.
with them modern engines.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. We're gonna. That one might. I won't spray nitrous at the vintage drag. That,
Don't need to.
Yeah, that track is.
And this will pair you up to an altered one of them, altered wheelbase.
The thing about
392s.
the thing about the vintage drag, I'm not gonna like I said, they don't prep the track.
No,
it's
they
never
don't.
prep.
It's
So the car will make a good hit. The first 2 hits will be good, but once the day goes on, they'll get the shit, and
Right.
it'll get loose and greasy, and I'll probably slow down. It usually slows down about 10 right off the bat.
You take it on drag radials or slicks?
The drag rated.
Drag radial is. Do you think it's better? Think it's got an advantage to the track being crappy?
No. No, I need
Doesn't-
slicks.
Yeah.
I need slicks running on that day, which I'm not gonna change nothing.
You go to the soft ones or stiff walls? What do you run?
What on the
When
slick?
you go there, yeah, on
I run stiff wall.
stiff wall.
Yeah, stiff wall. But like, see, yeah, that track is not. It's not radial prep during that time.
Right.
If I had a slick, it'll be consistent.
Right.
But I'm not gonna change that. It's just to go out there and have fun. So.
Yeah. No, it's a fun event.
Yeah.
So don't get all crazy
Yeah.
thinking you're gonna run low ET.
Yeah.
Or
that's
somebody out there's going to do that.
Yeah, and like I said, the people who are running fast, they're running slicks. I mean, they're running slicks. Like I said, the radio will get. I mean, I could probably take like a couple pounds of air out of it and make it semi okay. But like I said, I'm just having fun. I'm not gonna try to run no.
Right.
So if I do, I might take the 55 out the following week again and run the 60.
I just like when they pair you up to some famous guy.
Yeah.
And I've seen you where you're like, oh man,
Oh.
I can't get this dude in
Yeah,
front of me. You know,
yeah.
I've seen you do that because your
Yeah.
car's got a lot into it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they sometimes because you know the cars, you know who's
Mhm.
good, you know who bracket races, because there's a lot of bracket racers that go out there, that have vintage
Right.
cars or pre-70s.
But when they see your car, oh man, that's a bad. What's he gonna do to us? And then they always try and get ahead of you. They try and 60-foot you, or something.
Yeah, sometimes they can. I mean, depending on what it is or who it is. I mean, I usually drive around them. I mean, I can
always.
drive around them.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's fun. I like it because that 55. I'm gonna do a thing on that 55. Is all steel. I mean, it has no fiberglass.
It really is a bad. It's all steel.
It's got wheel wells in it. Yeah. It's got a 10 bolt.
Yeah.
Leaf springs, cow tracks. All the windows roll up. I mean, it's
a beautiful car inside and out.
It's heavy car. There's nothing race about it.
Right.
It's but everything works. Turn signals, brakes. I mean, everything works. Street legal, but it's
just don't have mufflers.
Yeah, I got bullets actually.
Did you put bullets on? Okay.
Yeah, it's always had bullets. Yeah, but it's loud. They're right there.
Yeah.
They're basically almost like just a turnout basically. But that car there does turn a lot of heads. But that car's fun to drive. But it'll be out. Come and see it.
So talking about the vintage drags, because that's what we ended up here.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Let's do a topic real quick. Let's run down why were certain cars popular and chosen for drag racing from the beginning, 40s and 60s, 60s and 80s, and 90s to 2010, then 2010 to now. At what point, because we even talked about no prep and the top end, and we also talked about the index classes of what we're doing today. But at one point, what is the history of how when drag racing started and why they changed it, and why did the cars start changing from what you see at the vintage drags versus the guys today are like, man, there's no way I'm not taking my car out there. It just doesn't meet that criteria, So what's your point? What do you know about your take on the classes back then, before muscle cars?
Let's say they're like coupes or roasters, right? T-buckets. Right, that was they just.
By the way, I brought the Bible. He's going to talk about it. So it's the complete book of hot rodding. This came out in the 1950s, and it would show everybody, hey, this is what you need to do. Your engines, this is the kind of engines to go look for. If you're going to build something, stick to the IHRA handbook.
You'll see.
And this book was cool.
You'll see a lot of in there. They had like the belly pans, like the bomber.
Yeah,
car.
I mean they had safety involved back then. So you had. Cause I know you went through it real quick.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to.
Well, we're gonna scan it, but it said, it gave you the hot rod story. Hot rodders tackle the world's engines. True facts about horsepower. Getting more horsepower from your engine. Your engine's valves. Yeah, I mean, it had engine balancing. All the cool stuff.
So go back to what you asked about. Saying. Yeah, go back. So like I said, when the 40s and 50s, they used what they had. They probably took a daily and just started racing it, and then the 50s came, and they started making sanctioned bodies.
They ran gas classes.
Yeah. So, but to answer your question about why were they running those and why is it not popular back then to now, because we all evolved, but like I said, they were using like roasters.
Cubic inch.
Yeah, well, that weight, because, I don't even know if it's that deep. I mean, would you say cubic inch over weight? Because they didn't have a lot of cubic inch motors, big cubic inch motors back then.
Well, we had so here's where I wanted to know more about it, right? So I got Olin. He was one of the Thunderbolts back in the day, and I said, hey, you know what? Why don't we build? It was a theme. Let's build some model cars, but let's actually build them to some of the classes of 1957. So we built these little cars. So we had to have the engine set back. We had to have the roll cage. We had to put everything in the rule book so Olin wouldn't disqualify us, because he actually was there, right? Mm-hmm. So he looks at our cars, and the first thing he says is, well, you don't have a scatter shield. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, wait a minute, this one doesn't have seatbelts. So the weight factor was also based on the type of body.
Stuff at, yeah.
Well, the type of body of the car. You had open wheel, then you had coupe, then you had sedan, and then you had stock body cars, which is like your 55 Chevy. But at some point, by the early 60s, they said, you know what, these guys are starting to find way lighter full-bodied cars. The Roadster and all that is starting to get obsolete.
Oh, okay.
Well, so no more gas and cubic inches isn't working anymore for us.
Because initially that wasn't your initial question, but yeah. Well, so if you're gonna go down that road, yeah, everything was based off of weight because they gutted the shit. They gutted everything out, right? They gutted everything out, moved the driver either in the middle or back towards the rear door jam, right?
Right.
And transfer because there was some of those earlier funny cars where they looked kind of funny, right? Everything was.
They were literally funny.
Yeah, they were literally funny.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll put it in that perspective because the question was like what was changed for like the 40s, 50s, and then what changed classes of cars.
Yeah. Well, I want to say in the 60s, the muscle car comes out.
Yeah, but then it's a muscle car because then that's when the manufacturers were kind of heavy into it, right?
Right, the super stocks.
So we had super stocks, right? So they were heavy, and then they were selling like, all aluminum big blocks. Hemis.
427.
Yeah, 427. Then you came out with aluminum 427.
Right.
So weights, and then gutted. I won't say gutted cars, but cars that were not fully dressed.
Right.
They were weight ready and race ready. Weight and race ready. They would go out. So it was big. The corporations or the manufacturers were big in racing.
So that ends the old cars, and you get
that's when the new muscle cars.
Not pro modified.
They were
modified class.
They had modified, and they had the stockers, super stockers.
Yeah, super stock.
But yeah, so when you start coming off in the 40s, 50s, and then 50s, 60s, then you start getting into the muscle car.
But these guys were all 60-foot prep tracks.
Yeah.
And then I guess at some point in the 70s, they, I don't know. At what point do you think they started putting prep complete all the way? 80s maybe for the big cars, for the funny cars.
Maybe late 70s maybe.
I don't know. Maybe somebody can fill it.
Because I've seen some races. Man, I remember watching racing back on. It was Worldwide Sports on Saturday.
Super Chevy be out there.
And then, but they weren't smoking the tires out. They were hooking up. So I would say, like, when you start early 70s, late 60s, they were smoking the tires all the way down, right? So that was. But I would say late 70s when they started, because these tracks, once you start running all these cars down multiple times, they laid rubber down, and then boom. They may have found it by accident. Oh shit! There's rubber down here. They got heat. It's hooking.
But that's where like our era starts. I mean, we're little kids, but we start seeing. That's when we start seeing muscle cars running slicks. Before even cars started getting tumbed out, because we're already teenagers by the time we start seeing these big tubbed out cars at Little River. When did you start seeing?
Dude, I got a magazine from '83. There was pro stock cars already, big tires on it there.
Right, but I mean, like when you started going to Little River, when did you start seeing like these big cars?
Shit, in the '80s, early '80s, right? Yeah. I've seen tubbed out cars back when I used to go when I was like maybe 80, 81. Yeah. There was already cars that had big tires on them. They're already, because if you go look at some of the earlier pro stock like Bob Glidden and Bob Glidden and Warren Johnson and in the '70s, they already had cars that were tubbed out.
Yeah, you would see some people on the street.
Yeah, but as far as NHRA, that's when stock cars, pro stock was a pro stock car. It was literally somebody got a car out in the yard, they put it on a tube chassis and with big tires on it. That's all. Wheelbase was the same. You don't remember earlier, like in the '70s, Bob Glidden had a fucking Pinto. And it was a fucking Pinto, like short, tub, big tire, front end, nose, rake.
What was the other Ford guy? He builds Mustangs today.
Roush.
He had a 4-door Maverick.
Yeah. Yeah, Roush was in there, and then it was the Dickie Harrell. Some of those guys. But yeah, they were pro stock in the '70s with big tires already. So, but I seen it in the '80s, and like I said, my dad had a Camaro back when I was a kid. Yeah. So I knew I wanted it was either Camaro and a '55 because he had the '55 after the Camaro. Mm-hmm. So the Camaro he had
small block, big block.
It was small block. So the Camaro he had, it got stolen. They stole it. They had a 327. They burnt it. They stripped and burnt it. Yeah. They found it in Cameron, and then his '55 he was racing. He flipped it.
Where'd they steal it from your house, or?
No, my dad carpooled, man. They stole it in front of the police station. What? My dad carpooled. He was working graveyard, and it was parked at the HB or right across. It was it was Piggly Wiggly or something. Yeah. It was right across from the police station. They stole it. Damn. When he carpooled, so they stole it from him. And they found it like a week later. It was stripped and burnt. But and then the '55, like I said, that '55, he was racing, flipped it.
No,
Big time.
on the street,
Yeah.
local.
In Taylor, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was local. But this is like 78,
Yeah.
77, 78. But going back to like those cars, I knew that I wanted something. But like I said, a buddy of mine, when I went to high school, there's a video out there, but like I said, him and his dad had a Camaro.
Yeah.
Way before I haven't had a Camaro, way before. And they took it sent to the Manny's, and he got it tubbed out, and I want to get my shit tubbed out.
Yeah, I remember going to Manny's.
This was like 89, 90.
What car was it? Which color was it?
It was candy apple red.
Camaro?
Mm-hmm. It was 67.
I may have seen it. I know when I used to go in there, they
Yeah,
had a 65 Chevelle wagon that was in there. He had a black 57 that was getting full frame tubbed.
Yeah, he had this one was
bunch of
this
cool
one was
stuff.
back half. It was a back half.
Yeah.
It was real pretty. It had a big block candy apple red. Yeah, they tubbed it out. This is like 89 and 90.
I remember the nuclear frog was in there.
That was a Bones car. They were bidding for Bones.
Yeah. I've seen the car in there. I used to go to their shop. I used to see the Nova, the red Nova. They one who ran he had a Monte Carlo too, and then they had that Pro Street square body. Man, that thing was nasty. They put their 6.8, the way they used to call it, in that truck, and went to the gas station with it one time. God, that thing was insane. It was insane. My brother-in-law worked at the cashing place there.
Yeah.
So I would always see him test his down Rutland. But yeah, those were the mean Pro Street cars.
Those are the Pro. Yeah, like I said, so you're rolling into like the late '80s. That's when like Pro Street, because they're already racing cars.
Right.
But the Pro Street, because there's magazines back in the '80s. People, you're a Pro Street, but it was. You seen it on magazine. You didn't see it nowhere around here.
Nah.
Right? Yeah, so it was.
Unless you went to these guys' shop, you would see them.
Yeah, you would see some of them. But like I said, that's when everything rolled in, and then like I said, it got big, and everybody was doing Pro Street back then in the '90s, right? That's why I did my car Pro Street. But anyway, yeah. So going back to the racing is that time in that era. Then you start getting into the muscle car. Manufacturer got big, and then it just morphed in. Because Pro Stock, to me, Pro Stock is not Pro Stock the way it was before.
No, it's different.
It's way different.
different.
It's way different. It's just.
It's even different from what we see here locally. I mean, it's kind of like it's not obtainable or something. I don't know. There's something.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
something. I mean, we have fun because we see these classes that are being put on, like tomorrow, and you see, Big Sleepy put on. These rules are completely catered to the people that work every day and they go racing on the weekend.
Right.
Versus, let's go see some NHRA. I'm gonna say it's NHRA shit where you got to get a license.
That's a whole weird thing because it is one thing to say that here locally, there's some things that maybe not quite obtainable because I say it because people either have deep pockets or they own a business, right? Right? But. The NHRA is another thing. It's going down. I mean, they're trying to add spectators by doing pro mod and adding some of these other stuff. They're having all kind of crap.
I think they just missed it.
Yeah. They're now IHRA. I like what they're doing because they're catering to a lot of other folks, not just the pro guys. So they're doing some. Of course, they do pro mods. They do mountain motors. They brought mountain motors back, which is I used to love watching mountain motors back at the end of the day. Then they're doing a lot of I wouldn't say index, but they're doing like some 10.5 stuff or some. They call it street something, but it's basically like a class for like a lot of us that can probably fit in there. Okay, it's good. So I know Michael Hollis, he did something with NHRA this weekend, or these past couple of days. They did a cheap street that was... So NHRA, when they come to Dallas, they usually like bring a class that's kind of hot and heavy going on this time, which Hollis, he does the cheap street there, either XRP or something, like once a month, which I think they had like 32 cars that they ran at Ennis today, which, by the way, today's the 8th of October. But, so, I mean, they're trying... They're not there yet. Like I said, they missed it. They missed some opportunities, but
Funny Car Cast, that's another deal that just it doesn't go away. It's just there's people that are diehards.
Yeah. Like I said, that's it. It's a big event, and they go to across the country, man. They
do. They have a little circuit.
They got a little circuit going on. What you say? Dig it. Just like the Gassers. The Gassers, they're big in the South, and they kick ass over there. They do their
East
thing.
Coast.
East Coast, the Southeast, I guess you could say. Yeah.
I still cannot figure out why it won't catch on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the deep pockets, the fact that everybody's EFI, everybody's tech savvy out here. Maybe it's the competition. It's just
I don't know.
too big.
And I'm gonna say that I said this on our last episodes that I don't think EFI is big, but I don't think EFI is what a lot of people think. A lot of people still run carbs. We still sell shitload of carbs.
Right.
We still sell a lot of carbs. So
you don't have to be EFI.
You don't have to be EFI. Like I said, you just
treat your EFI street car with EFI, but if it comes to drag racing, you're gonna be so much happier with the carburetor.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can do a lot on the race. Like I said, people run EFI and they
you
run
can have
nitrous.
so much more fun on nitrous.
Yeah, they run nitrous EFI, but it's not quite as much as you think.
Right.
Because carburetor guys, you probably go to Little River, maybe about. Well, a lot of those guys that run they're running turbos, so they're clearly they're EFI. But the ones who do have carburetors, they're competitive. They're there, right?
Yeah.
So it's. But to your point, like I said, maybe that is what the Southeast Gassers around here. Maybe that's because they're strict on the rules. Maybe it could be a lot of the rules.
They're strict on the rules. But I'm telling you right now, it's not.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
It's not cheap to be on top with those guys because
they're
all motor.
Yeah, maybe
they're all motor. Like we know Mark, he went out there, or even some of the guys that go out there.
Yeah.
They're like, man, the motors that they've got are just, they're making insane power just on motor. But I would always say, a carburetor, a traditional big block, small block with some nitrous, you'll always have fun with that car. Always, and it's not. I don't know so much about affordability, but I think it's a lot easier than trying to figure out a turbo, trying to figure out EFI, trying to figure out.
I mean, it's easy.
All of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get away with eBay stuff, but I'm saying it's always been there since I was a young kid. And
it's still there. I mean, it's still there. Yeah, you're right. It's still there. I mean, it's just the thing. It's evolving, which it is what it is. But you can do just as much with carburetor than you can EFI. I mean, that's my thought. But EFI does have a little bit of advantages as far as like additional things that you can do all in one box, all in one ECU. So instead of like a carburetor, you gotta have like a box to do this and this.
Yeah.
But that's really that's my thought.
I remember it was always cool in the '80s when you're watching the Sunday morning Hot Rod TV or whatever the heck it was, and there's always some guy with the Mustang that he got beat by some dude in a Corvette, or I don't know, something, and then here comes the nitrous kit. You put the cheater system under the intake. It's hidden.
I always like those because they make it. We can do this. We can hook it up in less than an hour. Like they make it look so simple. Yeah, that's not quite that easy. But you can make it. You can do easy. 30-minute show, and it's like 4 hours typically. But anyway, so that's. No, you're right. Yeah, here comes the nitrous. You can add an extra.
We'll be right back. And then the whole engine set up. What?
Yeah.
You're gonna go test it now? Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be right back.
The reality.
So just for a few $100. Yeah, I remember that. That was funny. But no, I thought it would be great to just kind of go down through the ranks of, because it's popular. Gasser is popular now. They run the gas classes. People today have no idea what the hell that is, and then some people don't even know why a car today is set up the way it runs, and it really comes back down to the '70s, really, on how they were running them with their ladder bar and their small block. It's pretty similar to what people still run today. Now, I mean, you're gonna go get some AFR heads or trig flow, but it's still the same concept with a carburetor, or you put a sniper, on top of it or something. But I thought, because when you go to these classes, to me, I look at them and. For all these young guys today who, they're into video gaming and all that stuff, you go to these drag races and they look at us, you guys, and they're like, well, how am I going to get into that? I don't even know how to connect this stuff. Back when we were younger, it was easy to just go get a carburetor and junk all the TPI off a car and here we go, put the kit on it and you're running. Today kids don't want to do that. I don't even know if they're even actually going to the drag strip. You know what I'm talking about? But if you explain, I guess if I explain and we talk and we just kind of go back through it all, there's got to be somebody listening that says, you know what, I didn't know it was that easy to go to, because you can't even go to a speed shop locally anymore. You know what I mean? A lot of it has changed. But
well, you got to remember here, because like I said, here's the fact, right? Is like I said, this generation, you're right, it's LS, and they see an LS, maybe they're overcomplicating things. Because with us, it was just a first gen small block. First gen small blocks, when we started running, that motor been out for 30 years, for example, right? 55, we got it into the 80s, 30. It's been out, and there was shit everywhere. You can go buy a block for nothing. You can buy a rear end transmission. You can buy, transmission for 50 bucks. So it was easier. I can understand their thought because, like I said, it's LS, right? They're looking at LSs. Yeah. It's rare that a generation at this time is going to be looking at a first gen small block, which maybe they got a father that maybe led them in that direction. Okay, possible, but they're looking at LS and they see that it's like, oh shit, it's complicated because it's got a bunch of crap on it.
I don't know how to put this in that.
Yeah, which again, I can see the dilemma, right? But I think they overthink things.
When they call you, they overthink things. What is the most common high performance car that these guys are calling you to say, hey, I'm trying to do this to X car?
It's trucks.
It's trucks, right?
OBS.
That's what I would say because they're the easiest to build or to modify without having to.
Well, then because like I said, if they're trying to source out a muscle car, and I say muscle car, let's say a third gen or a fourth gen F body. Mm-hmm. Somebody may
because they're cheap right now, right?
Well, they're probably one arm and leg compared to like let's say. Yeah. Which I say this loose because it depends on where you're at in the country. Yeah. Because again, here C10s are OBS C10s are crazy, but some people up in the Midwest they're all over the place. They can find them. You can find them anywhere. Yeah. Ranch. So they pick up these little farm trucks or something that they picked up for like $1,500, and they go, hey, it's got this old scrappy LS. I'm just gonna go put another LS. Okay, shit, that's what they do. So that is the hot cake. You rarely get. If you're gonna get somebody that says, "Hey, I got a '68 Camaro," it's gonna be a guy in the '60s or '50s.
Right.
There's a guy. I had this old '72 Chevelle since I was 18. They're like, how old are you now? I'm 62.
I'm going on 75.
Yeah, so they're gonna be looking for carburetors.
Yeah.
Or a distributor ignition electronic. Anyway, it's rare. You'll have a couple that has a sniper on them. But yeah, you
But
see
today, most kids that call you is really an OBS.
Oh yeah, but 9 times out of 10, it's rare. I don't. We don't go check the demographics. We don't go ask how old.
No.
I mean, sometimes when you get into a conversation, you'll figure out, and then you try to kind of.
No, I'm just asking because I mean, me when I worked in insurance, I knew who in California was having the most wrecks. Yeah, that's just because call after call, or I knew what was happening in Texas. Either no driver's license.
So basically, it was basically they're basically trucks.
But the demographic is trucks.
It's trucks, yeah, trucks.
So it's not the new Mustang, it's not the Camaro.
It's rare. Like there's a guy. There's people out there that will call that has their. Maybe a few younger guys had vets, like a like a 17 vet or something, but. Again, just my opinion. Kids who have a 2017.
The demographic between 16 and 25 is trucks.
A kid who has a 2017 Corvette, they're not going to be calling us. They're going to be taking it to somebody.
Right.
That's just
right.
They're not going to be calling
that's
it.
True.
Yeah, they're not going to call it. So, but yeah, trucks. Yeah, it's going to be trucks majority. So, but
nice. 5.3 block 4.8. What are they usually dealing with?
5.3.
Is it even 350 nowadays? Like, do they still go find junkyard? No, you don't find junkyard at 350. Costs too much to even.
Well, that's what I was saying. The ones that are going to have that are going to be the guys that are going to be in their 60 our gen.
Right.
They're going to be Gen X, right?
Yeah.
So, or maybe baby boomers. I don't know,
but
anyway,
the new guys are 5.3.
Yeah, they're not going to be They're rarely going to be carburetor. I mean, you'll find one that there's a kid that's saying, "Hey, I'm following my dad's footsteps." With that's father, they let him.
Right. Had some stuff in the garage.
Yeah, something. So that's rare. But anyway, so just overall, I mean, we're coming up on an hour and a half, man. So we're gonna. So we touched base on a lot of things, right? Racing, got some good information here.
This is the Bible. I brought it just so
some people may like it.
We can show you the stuff does exist.
Yeah. So and then we we talked about racing. We talked about that. We talked about touched on a lot of stuff. So, but I'm glad we were able to get together. Like I said, we're just gonna start just talking what's on our mind and what's going on in the world right now. I wouldn't even say the world, 'cause I don't even want to talk about what's going on in the world. We're just talking about what's going on in racing and our general subject.
If we talk about politics, I'm going to talk about how it's screwing the hot rod industry over. Why we can't get somebody to go like a hot rod because they're stressed out.
We're not.
Well, we don't. You know.
Yeah, we're not gonna go that route. But so but we like to talk on stuff that we are familiar with subject wise. Yeah. So until next time, like I said, we're gonna wrap it up, man, and everybody have a good week. So
see you guys next Wednesday.
What's going on? So again, end of the month here, Central Texas, Too Close to Call, October 18th, Vintage Drags, local, CenTex, Little River Dragway.
Keep listening to our podcast, man, because
get another 2 more listeners.
We want to continue letting people not just read race book, but to hear what's happening, what's going on locally. Because if people don't do this, then eventually people stop quitting, stop attending. Right, the either stop hot rodding or they stop going to the drag strip because they weren't aware, or they weren't aware of an event going on.
Hopefully not. But. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap it up, man. Yeah, man. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day.